Hey guys, in this video, we'll be talking about what improvising is and some important stuff you absolutely need to know before you get started on improvisation. Simply put, improvising refers to composing something and playing it on the spot. You can think of it as playing some random stuff that sounds nice while following a certain pattern or framework. Here's an example of some improvisation. In this short improvisation, I'm playing a random melody on top of a known chord progression. This melody isn't from any song that I'm aware of, and I'm making up this melody spontaneously on the spot. This is essentially what improvisation is about, and without further ado, let's move on to some stuff you need to know if you're thinking of getting started with improvisation. First and foremost, here are some common misconceptions that many of us have about improvisation. You need to be some sort of musical genius, start training from a super young age, be a god at music theory, and be able to play by ear, and so on, before you have any chance at improvisation. I'm here to tell you that none of these are true, and that improvising on the piano is not as difficult as many people think it is. You don't need to be a musical genius, and you don't need to have started from a young age to be able to improvise on the piano. While these factors will definitely help you learn faster, they are not prerequisites to be able to improvise. You also don't need to be able to play by ear before you can start improvising. The ability to play by ear is more of a complement rather than a prerequisite for being able to improvise. The skills you get out from learning to play by ear helps you massively in your improvisation, and this goes both ways. The skills you learn from improvising helps your ability to play by ear too. Now that these misconceptions are out of the way, let's move on to what you actually need to be able to start improvising on the piano. You first need some basic music theory on chords, chord progressions, and how they work, as improvisation is built mainly on these concepts. Next, you need to be willing to take action and just start trying to improvise, even if you don't think you are qualified or prepared enough to start. Like playing by ear, improvising is more of a marathon rather than a sprint, and the earlier you take this first step and just start trying, the more room you have for growth. Lastly, you need to have an improvement mindset where it is perfectly okay to sound like crap. Improvisation is a skill we build over time, and when we first start out, we will most definitely sound like crap. This is perfectly normal and happens to all of us, but the important thing is that you need to be okay with sounding like crap. It will most likely happen, especially at the start, and you need to be okay with it, as it is a necessary stepping stone in order to improve your improvisation skills. Yes, the only bit of music theory that you need to start improvising is basic knowledge on chords, chord progressions, and how they work. The rest are all in the mind, and probably have more weight than your technical music theory knowledge. Of course, there are many other aspects of music theory and piano know-how that factors into how well you can improvise, but these are not essential to starting out, as we can pick up these technical skills iteratively along our learning journey. Another thing I want you to know is that there is no right and wrong in improvising. When we are start reading a piece of music and we play a wrong note, that is considered a mistake, as we are expected to play the music exactly as it is written in this case. However, when we are improvising, we are not expected to conform to any golden truth. Instead, we are free to play whatever we want to, and it won't really be wrong, as there's no correct way to improvise in the first place. Of course, there are improvisations that sound like absolute crap. But technically, we can't say that it's wrong, as there is no standard of what is correct in this case. All in all, there are no correct or wrong improvisations, but there are improvisations that sound amazing, and there are improvisations that sound like garbage. Technically, anyone in the world can improvise, but not everyone can improvise well. And our job as students of improvisation will be to learn how to sound awesome rather than to be correct. As for the steps and roadmap to how you can go about improvising, I'm in the process of compiling a whole list of techniques, methods, and tips that you can apply to your improvisations to get you started. So do stay tuned for my next video. With that, thanks for watching, and I hope this video has given you value in some way. If it has, do consider giving this video a like, and also do subscribe if you haven't already if you want to see more of these videos and be notified as soon as they are published. I'll see you in the next video.